Good morning. We made it. We finally made it. A news event. How's everybody's week gone so far? Are we positive? Are we negative? Are we break even? How's everyone doing? Good morning. Maverick, Jimmy, everybody in the chat so far? Cool am. Good luck. Good luck. Hey, Jay Reby. Yeah, it was only 4 or 5 before. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Tradeify quietly changed their rules and tried to make it seem like it was better for everybody because they're increasing the payout limits. Yet, if you actually read the rules, um, it's only certain accounts, and it's like once you reach your second or third payout, they give you like $500 more. Yet they like changed everything else, so the amount you have to hit to get a payout is higher now, and I think they lowered the amount of contracts. So yeah. So Donald Trump, um, yeah, a daily loss limit doesn't matter. So the whole thing about OSOC is that we really want to get a one-sided move. So as long as the one-sided move happens, you'll pass within 2 or 3 seconds. So I don't see how a daily loss limit would even come into play. So the person asking about Top Step X couldn't tell you. I don't mess with Top Step. Never have. I don't know what their rules are. I do believe they have some type of consistency rule and maybe even a micro scalping rule. So, guys, I just stick to Apex and Tradeify when it comes to this. There are a few others that I know other people have used that it works. I don't know about Top Step. I don't use them, so I couldn't speak about that. I try not to speak about things I don't have either personal experience with or have actually gone through the rules and read them myself. I've just never been a Top Step guy. So, yep. Again, Donald Trump. I don't know what account you're using, but all you asked is if the daily loss limit of 1K would hurt you. No, it will not. Does that mean you can do top a OSOC? I have no idea what firm you're with. So, good morning, 1911. Dude, my very first firearm I ever purchased was a Smith and Wesson 1911. Still to this 45. Still to this day, one of the smoothest firing weapons you can buy. I love me a good 1911. Yeah, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful too. Yeah, the Smith and Wesson one it's beautiful. The nice chrome one with the big wood handles. Yeah, thing is it's a beauty. It is a beauty. Welcome in everybody. We're just letting some more people join in here. If you guys have not already, hey Tanya, good morning. I'd highly suggest that you guys go ahead and grab the OSOC data sheet from my website. This way, you never have to ask a question again of what the pad size is because you will always know. Good morning, Rod. My man Krypton in here. You can get the OSOC data sheet or the OSOC calculator from the website. I'll post a link in the description here. That's where you get it. And if you use the code Day Trading Realtor, you'll get 20% off. It's like $49. So about the cost of one eval, and you have it forever. There's actually two versions of the OSOC data sheet. There's version 1 and version 2. Version 1 is if you wanted to keep your own data. You can start with the standard global data where it says update OSOC data. I always update the news events. That will always be there. But if you want to keep track of your own data on, say, different assets or different news events, you can do that there. And then OSOC version 2 is one that's just done for you. There's nothing you have to do. All you have to do is put in the pad size or the passing target and the number of contracts, and it gives you everything you need to know. So I'm personally running a 50K account today from Apex. Therefore, the passing target is 3,000 and it's 10 contracts. Now, you'll see there it says that the passing rate is 100% and the pad size, it's the same passing rate anywhere from 55 to 90. Now, you might go, what? 90-point pad? So here's the deal. If we click on show data, the most important thing you want to look at, especially when you have 100% passing rate and you have a pad size of 55, we want to see how many no trade situations there were. So if we look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times going back to February of last year, where with a 55-point pad, there would have been no trade at all. So that's a little higher for my liking. So I'm not necessarily going to go with a 55-point pad for myself. I'm actually going to switch it to manual mode. And I'm going to try a 46. Let's try 43, 43, 42. Yeah, 43. So I'm going to go with a 43-point pad. I mean, I could go with a 45-point pad. Let's see, or 46. Yeah, let's see how many no trade situations there were for that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, there's almost just as many. I don't like the no trade situations. I want a trade to happen. Let's see with 43. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's better. So I'm rolling with a 43-point pad for the specific account that I have. And just because I don't want a no trade situation. So thanks, Jimmy. So OTH MXN. Is this your first time here? Let's go, Fees. Good morning, sir. Guys, we have a legend in the building. Fees. Okay. So Othman, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. If this is your first time here looking at OSOC or even trying to figure out what it is, there's a video on my YouTube channel. Here, I'll actually go grab the link for you. And it explains what OSOC is. And I highly suggest you go take a look at that. The pad is something we use to prevent manipulation. But to fully understand what it is we're actually doing, you really gotta go to these videos here. So let me just go to my videos. I'll pop it in the chat, and I highly suggest you go ahead and watch this video so you can have a better understanding of what this actually is that we're doing here. So let me go ahead and pop this in here. Yeah, for anybody that's new, I highly suggest you guys go watch this video right here, the one I just put in the chat. So again, everybody, if you guys want to know the pad size, go to my website. Link is in the description of this video. It's pinned at the top of the chat. You can get the OSOC data sheet. Use code DayTradingRealtor, and you can get it for $49, and you always have it. It will always be updated. It's not a monthly fee. It's a one-time fee. You will never have to ask the pad size again. So let's go ahead and walk through how to actually do this for those that are new. So for the individual, yes, sir. Let's go, Fees. So for those that are brand new, and for those that might have had some technical difficulties, the last OSOC attempt, which it's been quite a while now with this stupid government shutdown, TradingView was having an issue with moving the orders after we placed them. If you guys remember from my last stream, that's what happened there. And it has been remedied, fixed. So for those that are brand new, everybody else already knows we place stop orders on our charts. The first thing we're going to want to do is you want to make sure you have the OSOC protection pad version 3. Again, link to that is in my website. That's free. Daytradingrealtor.com. Go to the very bottom of the homepage. You'll see the OSOC data sheet. That allows us to put the pad on the charts. I'm rolling with a 43-point pad. So that's what we have on. To physically place the orders, we want to go to our settings, turn off one-click trading, and we're going to use stop orders. So when we're above price, we're going to right-click. We're going to go to buy stop. We want to have a buy stop, not limit, not market, but buy stop. Above price, it's a buy. Want to make sure you have the proper number of contracts allocated. In this case, mine is 10. So I have 10 in there. I drag my take profit to my target, which is going to be a little bit above the $3,000 profit target. That way, in case there is slippage, click the buy button. And then down below price, we go to sell stop. Make sure you have your right number of contracts. Drag the orders down. And then hit sell. And then from there, we're going to go back to settings and we turn one-click trading on. Now, keep in mind, we do this maybe a minute before the actual news event happens, and we want to make sure that we're doing this far enough away from price that we're not going to accidentally get executed before the actual news event happens. Then, once it's about 10 to 5 seconds before the news event, with your one-click trading on, you're going to hold the shift button down on your keyboard. We're going to drag the bracket to the OSOC protection data pads and let go. And then whatever happens, happens. So as you can see, TradingView has fixed the dragging issue that we had last time. Once the news event actually drops, whatever side gets hit first, we want to make sure to close out the other side. So there we go. So why not 25-point pad if it happens more? Not sure. This is on NQ. Not sure what you mean by that. So I derive my pad size from the OSOC data sheet. So if we went with a 25-point pad, let's just look. A 25-point pad. Yeah, you could get 94% passing rate. There you go. Is that what you mean by 25-point pad? Yeah, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you only have 2. You could go with the 25-point pad for sure. I just know, and I like to have a little bit of a bigger pad. So you could go with the 25, the 43. That's the whole point to this data sheet, guys, is that you guys can play around with the numbers for yourself, and you go with the pad size that you want. That's best for you. So no, I don't do it on YM. YM's only, what is it, 5 points per pad, or per $5 per point. So we utilize NQ because it's $20 per point. The whole point of this is to be able to capture. Yeah, you could do 25-point pad. Yeah, of fees. It's actually really good. In fact, I'll probably just will do that. The whole point we use NQ is because it's $20 per point, and we're able to capture the most volatility outside of like gold or something else, which I'm working on collecting the data for that. But yeah, NQ seems to have the most volatility built into it a lot of the times, depending on the news event, and because it's $20 per point, so you get more volatility built into it than just you would on $5 per point in YM. So, and with YM only being 30 stocks, it moves, but it just doesn't quite have the volatility that NQ has. So, but that's the whole point, as of to why it's good for you guys to have this OSOC data sheet. See, on version 1, if you wanted to track YM yourself, you could track YM yourself. You create a new tab right here and you would say, okay, CPI YM, you hit okay. And then you could actually put in what the dollar per point is. It's $5. And then you could actually track all your own data that way. You could actually add the data for each news event on YM and then go from there. But you see how it says it's like, let's go with 10 contracts. So even with 10 contracts, or 15, see how it says it's $50 per point, whereas with NQ on 10 contract, it's $200 per point. Now, so you're going to get more, for your buck for every point. Now, granted, I do know that YM moves farther sometimes, but YM just doesn't quite have that volatility on all these news events that NQ does. Plus, you're getting more dollar per point. So, but that's why you have the version 1 and version 2. It just depends on which one you want to roll with. So, Tim, I'm not sure what trading platform are you on? Yeah, Paige. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what that says. That's a good question. So it's you have 2,200 to pass. Let's go to auto. Yep, that's right. The math is right, guys. If you have the OSOC data calculator and you're seeing this, the math is right. The math will never be wrong. So, Greg, it's either one. It's up to you whether you want a 25 or 43 point pad. Actually, until Fees pointed that out, I might roll with the 25 point pad. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we got about 13 minutes to make up our mind on that one. So we'll have to see. Now, there is something I do want to discuss, and you'll see here at the top of my screen, it says use code DayTradingRealtor for 20% off 2Degrees tools. Everybody has become very accustomed to actual verified affiliates, which I am one of 2Degree tools, using their affiliate code. For example, mine's Day Trading Realtor, and getting 20% off any 2Degrees tool. Well, and that they have some awesome tools. One being my favorite, the TTFM indicator, T-Trade's fractal model. Another one is the AR levels, the average range levels pro. Those are the two that I use. I also use their Power of 3 Pro, their higher time frame candles. Important to note, starting as of the end of this month, October 31st, they are getting rid of the blanket 20% off all their tools. So that means affiliates nobody will have a 20% off code for 2Degrees tools. And that I completely understand why. It's a little something that they want to work with on their collaborators and the ones that help them make the tools and whose model they're after. It's not really fair for them to always have a 20% discount all the time on their tools. Now, if it's a 2Degrees tool that they make themselves, it's a different story. So what they are going to do is that they will allow us affiliates to have a sale 6 times a year. The collaborators, like for example, T-Trades and his indicator, he will be able to run sales as well in conjunction. I'd be able to run the same sale that he has. But the bottom line is, if you guys are thinking of using any 2Degrees tools, whether it's the Elite Collection where you get all of them, whether it's the IFEG, which used to be the Dodgy indicator, whether it's the Stat Map, AR levels, TTFM, the whatever one you want to use, now's your chance. Using code DayTradingRealtor at the link 2degrees.daytradingrealtor.com. This is going to be your last chance to get 20% off of those tools by the end of this month. So I highly suggest, if there's any that you guys have been thinking about getting, make sure you do that before the end of the month. Anybody who has received the 20% discount prior or is going to get it between now and the 31st, you will continue to get your 20% discount. It's just after the 31st, that 20% discount will no longer be good. So, Hayden, are you new here? Is this your first time here? You're asking how many points do we set our orders on NQ? We don't know. We need to know what type of account you have. And again, if you go ahead and grab the OSOC data sheet, you could figure that out for yourself. So, Yep. Let's take a look here. So a $3,000 passing target with how many contracts? What's your contract there? 3. It's not going to be all that great. Yeah, so 25-point pad only gives you a 66% passing rate. So again, guys, I don't like to use any type of accounts unless you have, like, if you were going for like a $1,500 profit target, that'd be better. But if your profit target's 3K and you only have 3 contracts, it's not, OSOC is not, that's not what OSOC is built for. OSOC is built to be able to use a funded account that has a larger contract allocation with a decent sized passing rate. So on 3 contracts, $30,000 passing target, it's not going to be very great. So, yeah, so ZME 1,500 and 4 contracts, that's much better. So 1,500, 4 contracts. Yeah, that's a 46-point pad's a 93% passing rate. Let's go look at what a 25-point pad. 25-point pad is 83.3. So 1,500 with 2 cons is probably not going to be that great. I can definitely tell you that. 77.8 with a 25-point pad. Anywhere from 25 to 33-point pad. Again, you see this number here, the 40. This is very low. You're going to want to have a value per point, dollar value per point up. You want it higher than $40. You're going to want it like $150 to $200. Like, for example, let's look at a 250K account with Apex. Yeah, see, $540 per point, right? So the whole thing is that we have multiple things we're looking at here. The PNP is the points needed to pass. That means you need 28 points strictly based off of your contract allocation and your passing target of 15,000. You need 28 points to pass, but you have to factor in the pad size. If the pad size is 43, your orders aren't going to trigger until price is moved 43 points. So it's 43 points plus your passing points needed to pass, which gives you a total number of points that the price needs to move of 71. So that's what all these values are broken down here for. So that way you can kind of understand. The reason why I like CPI the best is because it moves the most on average. The average that it moves in the first few seconds is 94. NFP is 63. FOMC is 38. So that's why when anybody ever asks me about what is the best news event to do OSOC on, it's always going to be CPI because of how far price moves on average. So let's see here. Let's go to the charts now, guys. Let's get off of YM. Is that why you guys are asking about YM? It's because my chart was on there. So let's roll. So guys, I am gonna change it to a 25-point pad for myself. And we shall see. So keep in mind, guys, there's not been many news events at all. What has it been, 2-3 weeks now? Maybe longer, however long the government shutdown's been. And there's probably going to be a pretty decent amount of volatility injected into the market here. So hopefully it doesn't trip any circuit breakers and we don't get that stupid pause that we've gotten a few times. So that would be that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and I know it's a little early, but I'm going to place some orders on the charts here. I'm going to make sure they're far enough out of the way that we don't actually get triggered before the news event. So once again, we want to make sure that one-click trading is not on. Above price, we're going to right-click. I'm going to go to my buy stop. I'm going to change it to the number of contracts, which is 10. And we're dragging our TP up. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go 3,200 there. Hit buy. And then below price, we're going to hit sell stop. Drag our TP. 3,200 and then hit sell stop. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to my settings and I'm going to turn one-click trading back on. So we do have that back on now. Beautiful. So we should be set. Everybody should go ahead and put your orders on the screens by now. Hopefully no one's having any problems. Oh, Dala. 250K Apex. Yeah, I think Jimmy just answered that, but let's take a look, Dala. So, yeah, 43 is the best passing rate for 250K. Fada of Legends. Yeah, there you go. I'm actually working on collecting gold data. And soon the OSOC version 2 data sheet will have a drop down under asset, and you'll be able to choose between gold and NQ. And then I'm also going to do it on the euro. Sometimes the euro likes to move because it's more directly correlated with the dollar. So depending on the news event, the dollar sometimes moves more than the indices does. Therefore, the euro and or the gold moves as well. So, yeah. Casa G, again, if you haven't watched my video on how to do this, I highly suggest you do that. That is on my YouTube channel. The whole thing of the pad is we're trying to prevent the manipulation before the actual move happens. So that's what the pad is. So let's see here, guys. We got about 2.5 minutes. I'm hoping they give us a good one. It's due. It's definitely due. So everybody should have the orders on their charts by now. Let's make sure you do have one-click trading turned back on. Again, everybody, you can get the OSOC data calculator and know the pad size for yourself. It's $49 with my code, guys. Like literally, it's cheaper than most evals. Just buy it. You won't ever have to ask a pad size again. Links in the description here or in the chat for the OSOC data sheet. So yeah, everybody who just missed, you want one-click trading off in order to place the orders on your screen. And we have a minute. I'm not going to show it again. We have just about a minute and a half left. But after you place your orders on your screen, again, you do stop orders. You do a buy stop above price, a sell stop below price. Make sure you have your full contract allocation in there. Drag your TPs to the right place. After that, you turn one-click trading back on. So it's easier to drag. In fact, it's the only way you can drag the orders without having to reconfirm that you want to move your orders. If you don't have one-click trading on when you move your orders, it's going to ask you if you want to do that. And since we do this with just a few seconds to spare, you don't want to have to click a confirm button. So everybody focus up. We have about 45 seconds left. And Jose, everybody who just said, this is only for passing evals. If I haven't been clear on this specific fund, this is only for passing evals, and it's only if you can take the cost of an eval and light it on fire. If you can't do that, then you don't do this method. So, a few seconds left. All right, I'm moving my orders now. And here we go. We'll see what happens. Yep. 25-point pad did not work. A 43-point pad would have worked. Cooked. Hell, should have gone with the 43-point pad. That's all right. I know some people passed. Yep, there you go, Jimmy passed. Yep. See, that's why I tend to like the larger pad. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Afiz. I blame you, Afiz. I was going with 43 point. Yeah. See, guys, so this is why we try to use the larger of the pads because of this. So let's take a look at, let's go down to a 1 second chart. I know some people probably pass if you use the larger one. It's Bane. You could get slippage. It happens. Yep, exactly. No, I know Afiz. I'm just messing with you. Hey, good job on the goal pass. So let's take a look. Yeah, so see how it only shows 21 points from 8:30? However, we placed the orders. It was right around here. So let's take a look from that. It was on that bar. From there, yeah, it was 30 points. So a 43-point pad would have worked better in that situation just because of manipulation. So, hey, that's good. You only got 800 left. Yep. So, Eric, so everyone who's asking what happened, hey, good job. Past 2 evals, Anderson. You guys, there is such thing as slippage, right? So what slippage does is that price is moving so fast, so quick, that it could hit your take profit target and either go well past it and give you more, or it can go past it and come back down before it actually triggers the orders. There's always going to be a little bit of slippage. A lot of the times it's slippage in the positive directions. Some of the times it's slippage in the negative directions. That's something we cannot control. It's just because price is moving so fast. So let's look at this. So from here to there, price went 155 points in the first 3 seconds. Actually, that's 2 seconds right there. So when that happens, price is moving very, very fast. So that, again, we can't control whether it's slippage or not. Okay, King David. Hopefully you did. Yeah. Well, if you only got 800 left, you should be good. Yep. All right. Well, good. Yep. Didn't pass. I didn't either. I should have gone with a 43-point pad. I should have gone. So, like, let's go back here. So let's go to here. So let's say I would have gone with a 43-point pad. Let's take a look at the difference here. 43-point pad. All right. So let's mark that out right here. And right here. There we go. And then my profit target would have been 15 points. So let's go 15 points. That's good enough. So let's see how this would have played out. So the 43-point pad, which is here, would have prevented all this from happening. There's your target. So that first candle right there would have passed. Boom. There you go. So, oh well, is what it is. Hey, good job. 3rd time passing. Absolutely. Good job. Way to go. Yeah, good job. You used a 43-point pad. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it would have. It's okay. It's all good, guys. It's all good. But yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the stats in here. So we'll measure. So it shows only 21. However, again, because we placed the orders up here, it was actually a little more than that, but I still always have measured from the open to the low here for the data sheet. So that would have been 21 points, and then from the open to this high, yeah, 134 points. So that will be the official stats, but again, it is a little different because we don't always get. Let's see how much this move right here was. Yeah, see that. What killed it was that 13-point move literally before the second before the news event actually dropped. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes it does not happen. So let's say that didn't happen. We didn't get that minus 13-point drop there, and we would have stayed here, and it would have just been 21 points. A 25-point pad would have been fine, but it's this move right here that cooked it for us with the 25. Yep. So. Yeah, Naveen, again, that's because of slippage. So you're going to be stuck with or not stuck, but sometimes it's going to hit your profit target and then come back. Add a column to the data sheet and we go again. That's right, Afis. That's right. That's why I said, guys, you only do this on cheap evals. If this eval's costing you $200 for one's eval. Don't do this method. This method is to take advantage of cheap evals. Like I'm not paying over $40 for an eval, right? And sometimes depending on the sale, you can pay 18. So when I first started doing this, I bought 20 accounts. I'm not like a fees and do all 20 at one time, but I bought 20 accounts. I paid $18. That was when it was a 90% off sale at Apex last year. I bought 20 250K accounts for $18 a piece. Out of those original 20, I wound up passing 12 of them this method. But I paid $18 a piece, and then they were all at $85 lifetime fees. So you're into a funded account for 250K for under $100. I mean, like I said, that's why I do this. If these evals were costing me $200-300 each, I'm not going to be doing this method, guys. This is only for a fees who? Only for those that can just take the cost of a cheap eval, light it on fire, and throw it away. So, but looks like we had some pass, some fail. The larger pad definitely played out better today, is what it is. That's life. I don't care. We move on to the next one. I don't know when our next news event's going to happen. I know this was a one-time news event that it was releasing. And so we just have to wait till the government hopefully opens back up. So hope everybody enjoyed. Once again, if you want to get the data sheet for yourself, store.daytradingrealtor.com. If you want a chance, thank you, chat. Thank you, Jimmy. If you guys want to get that 20% off, if you've been thinking about using a Toodegrees tool, whatever one it is, that blanket 20% off is going away at the end of this month. So I highly suggest you guys use my code. Make sure you use the link toodegrees.daytradingrealtor.com to purchase whatever product you want there. So you can keep that 20% off, because once it's gone, don't know what discounts are going to be going forward. But as long as you have it now, you will continue to get that 20% off every single month for as long as you keep that tool. So you as well, ZME. You too, 1911. Rod. Everybody, hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know when I'd say I'd see you on the next one, because I have no idea when it's going to be. I don't know if there's going to be an NFP. No idea. So, oh, yeah. What a degenerate 70K. Good thing it's just an eval. You're welcome, Sean. Thank you, Tanya. Always good to see you. Hope you have a good weekend. I have no idea about any bundle deals for Turkey Day. So, not sure. Not sure. Juna, thank you. All right, everybody, I'm off. Now it's time to try to make some money actually trading. So I will catch you all in the next one. Again, I don't know when that next one's going to be. Oh, did we take all-time highs? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we took all-time highs. Finally, did we? We finally take all-time highs. Yes, we did. Took forever. Man, they were playing with it. I knew they were waiting for CPI. They were literally just playing with us. We were rimming this all week and did not want to do it. Good job, James. Way to go. Way to go. So, all right, well, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I've been contemplating possibly live streaming some trading every day. I don't know, for those that are still in here, would anybody appreciate that? I have no idea. I've never live traded. So it'd be new. It'd be fun. What do you guys think? Yeah, I might have to. Get up on some live trading. We'll see. Keep an eye out. Make sure you're subscribed. I might do some live trading. We'll see. All right, everybody. Make sure you go back to risking properly. If you want your instant orders on or not, make sure you either keep it on or turn it off. And with that, I hope everyone has a good weekend. Risk properly. Stay safe and happy trading.